Here we go. Hello and welcome to another interview for UniBrass. The competition is coming up in a couple of weeks, and I'm really pleased to be able to talk to John Barber, who is one of the judges of UniBrass this year. I'm judging one of the other sections, so I'm looking forward very much to that. And John, thank you very much for taking the time to do this quick interview. Being in Foden's, the band which is at the top of the charts at the moment, the band winning all the prizes. Everybody's looking forward to listening to the number one band in the world at the gala concert. Do you know what sort of pieces you're playing? And can you give us a bit of an insight into that?
Absolutely. We're really fortunate on the evening to be joined by James Fountain, the principal trumpet of the London Symphony Orchestra. I believe he's going to be playing some music off of his acclaimed album from last year, How Do You Keep the Music Playing? Which I think the title track is a Michael Legrand piece, another beautiful Michael Legrand piece. And we've got a couple of big works in there. I believe we're doing Gregson's Laudate Dominum. I think we are having an opportunity to run out the finale of our area test piece, thing that I think many of us will be getting to grips with, the variations on Enigma by Philip Spark. And also the second half contains the program that we were fortunate enough to win, Jonathan Bates's brilliant Prince Ali program, all about Aladdin, in the second half. So hopefully a really enjoyable program.
Sounds like a very meaty program, actually. So
Yes, our conductor Mike Fowles, who I know you chat to regularly, has a very good theory of working us within an inch of our lives as we come back after the Christmas period with the Festival of Brass, and then anything else of quite substantial sort of effort and substance to it, just so that we're in sort of fighting practice for the area. I think he has a theory that maybe some of us don't maybe get the instrument out of the cases quite as often as we should do over the Christmas period, and as such, we're basically his penance for that. But anyway, despite that, yes, it's a heavy program, and I have my own personal theories as to why that might be.
well, it sounds like it's working with all the pots that are coming your way, so we won't complain about that. So UniBrass as an adjudicator, this is your first time?
My first official time adjudicating, I shadowed the adjudication team a few years ago when it was in Warwick University as well, actually, with Russell Gray and Frank Renton a few years ago, and that was a really enjoyable day. And I know from that experience how much time and effort the universities have put into in their performances and how much they enjoy the day. And it was a great to see that enthusiasm and an effort going in from all involved. So I'm really excited and pleased to be invited to witness that again.
Great. And so, as an adjudicator, what sort of things will you be advising the bands to think about, and what will you be in particular looking for um, to, I don't know, float your boat, get a winning performance?
Well, I think probably as with many adjudicators, brass bands, as with orchestras or with jazz groups, whatever they are ensembles, and so the cornerstones are first of all about trying to make sure we're playing as an ensemble, making sure whatever the program is, and an entertaining program will come onto that, but having a think about making sure that we're the basics of starting together, of finishing together, thinking about our phrase endings, and just making sure the ensemble, generally speaking, is as together as it can be. And part of that obviously will be paying close attention to the direction you'll be getting from the conductor, making sure that we're all on the same hymn sheet in terms of how and where we're doing our playing. Tied in with that, of course, is the balance within the ensemble. Sometimes when we're involved in really exciting events like UniBrass, we can get sort of taken away slightly by the occasion, and maybe our attention loses focus a little bit on where those lead lines are and that they can come out, and then just that hierarchy of lead lines and then the bass line and then the other bits in between, sort of filtering into their important place to make sure those lines can come through. So ensemble and balance. Within the balance, obviously, we're talking about dynamics. It's a contest after all. You want the balance to fit the piece, but also, are you prepared to take musical risk. Are you prepared to push that envelope of the quiet stuff really dropping down, and the louder stuff really making a statement about the ensemble? And can it make a big sound, but with a good sound? That's always the key, not at the expense of that. Intonation obviously goes without saying. God, there's so many things. I sound like a real pedant. But intonation, making sure that
Sound like you know what you're talking about, John.
It's just the glasses. It's the look. Intonation, making sure that we're all playing in tune with each other, and obviously having in mind that sometimes that tuning shifts. A C is not always a C. It could be the root third or a fifth of a chord, and it can have an impact on where that tuning sits. Tempos, different adjudicators have different takes on this, don't they? Some people really like the tempo of a piece that we're performing to be exactly that of the score, and those are things that have been mentioned at major contests recently, things that both you and I have been part of. Some adjudicators are very, very clear that they want it to be exactly as the score says. Other adjudicators, I think, are open to maybe if a conductor sees something that maybe others haven't seen, and maybe takes a little bit of, not liberty, but maybe finds some music in that space that others haven't seen. I think as a general rule, you don't want to be too far away from what the score says, but if there's something in there that maybe just lifts a phrase out, I think that's okay. If it makes something more beautiful, then great. There's going to be technical aspects, because some people will be playing, even though it's an entertainment program, there'll be some technical aspects that will want to be nailed on, and obviously that's a challenge for all bands, whatever level, making sure that the demands of what's on the page are there. That technical accuracy, and I suppose in the final two things is about your soloists. I think, if I haven't checked the programs, but I think most bands will have a soloist who are playing with them, and all those other things go towards that soloist. It's not just what the soloist does; it's what the band does to help the soloist, to not make them have to work too hard, so they can still project and be heard. And just allow the band to, I suppose, do the final thing, which is most important, which is about showing that they're enjoying themselves. It's an entertainment program. It's a program where people want to go along and watch, and they do go along and watch, rightly so, because it's entertaining. It's something where it's always good to see people having a good time. So it's those things that we get told a million times about smiling when you go on stage. But of course, you and I are old and grumpy, and we probably don't smile as much as we should do.
More of a grimace these days, I think, John.
Just a resigned acceptance that we're here again. But no, about smiling and enjoying the moment, and celebrating the fact that you're on stage with 25, 30 other people who have made the trip down the country or up the country to take part in this wonderful celebration of music, and all the fun and the chat and the bar and all that other stuff you'll get up to afterwards. That's and obviously watching the amazing concert that Foden's are doing with James Fountain. That stuff can all be enjoyed as well, but enjoy yourselves on the stage, and let it be known, because when you're enjoying it, you do it a bit better. That's it. No one thrives that much under pressure when they're playing music. Absolutely enjoy it, and go for it and knock your socks off.
John, there's lots of stuff for them to unpick. I'm sure the conductors and the players will be listening intently to this. So thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you at UniBrass in a couple of weeks.
Thanks, Brett. Take care.